I'm Kirk Bagnall. I play drums.
I'm Josh Fair, and I play guitar.
I'm Craig Perry, and I play bass.
And how long have you guys been performing together?
Probably like 6 months,
Yeah.
7, 6 or 7 months.
About that long.
Like March or April.
Yeah, early in the year.
And who came up with the name House Cat?
Definitely this guy.
Yeah. It's kind of a thing I had floating around, so.
Well, you kind of went by that when you did some solo stuff, right?
Yeah. I did a little bit of couple of open mics, but, nothing special. Never had a band or anything, so.
How'd you come up with that name?
I was in a band a long time ago, and another member wrote the song called House Cat, and I was like, well, that'd be a good name for a band, and it never happened, but, until now.
That's a cool name.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's unique.
When he told us that, we were pretty much all like, that's got to be it.
Now you guys get your a mascot, little kitty cat.
Yeah,
we've got him.
Yeah, we've all got them.
Yeah,
There's a lot of cats running around.
I've got a whole mess of kittens over at the my brother's house right now. Actually.
Oh, really?
We've got a whole new generation of mascots coming in.
And so, explain to us what's your genre of music.
Kind of like DIY, stoner, garage rock. Probably is the best descriptor. We kind of do some like garage punk stuff, but stoner rock for the most part, I think.
Have you guys known each other for quite a while before you started the band?
Well, I knew him for a while. He used to be in a band called the Rickshaw Roadshow with my brother Dan Fair.
True.
So I've known you for a minute, but...
And that's kind of how I know you also. I used to work with his brother Dan back in the day, and that's how I met Josh. I didn't know you until, I guess, this past year, basically. So.
Yeah, shout out to Bloom Cafe and Listening Room, because that's where we all sort of reconnected. And you came through with the Bosses and played a show there. And I went and talked to you after the show and said I was trying to get a project going, and you were like, hey, message me. And then you were coming to open mics, right?
Yeah, I was just kind of showing up randomly, yeah.
And then I got on stage with him for like the last 10 minutes of Bloom's open mic, and we played stuff, and a couple of people were like, you guys sounding good. So we made plans to meet, and then I messaged him, and we all started doing this thing, so.
And Kirk, you play drums also for Annabelle's Curse.
Yeah, I play like percussion, auxiliary stuff. I do a little bit of just set drumming, but yeah, I've been playing.
Now, a lot of members in the area, they're not just in one band, they're like in 2 or 3 bands.
Oh yeah, like where I'm living here at this manor, or whatever you want to call it, the house with a lot of musicians in it. Everybody's in several bands, so.
Southwest Virginia and Northeast Tennessee is rich in music heritage, whether it be bluegrass, country, folk, blues, Americana, or rock and roll. This area has a diverse group of talented musicians. Let's get to know some of the area's top musicians and new rising stars.
I've been playing drums since I was about 14. I didn't start like super early, just like in high school. Got really into it,
And Josh, you've been playing guitar for quite a while?
Yeah, it's probably close to 10 years. I've never been in a band before. In fact, I've never really jammed with people that much. I've kind of been like a...
So you're a freshman? Yes,
yeah,
sort of.
honestly, yeah. Or it's kind of just playing in my basement for like 10 years, and then I was like, I should do something with this. And I got to start doing live sound at actually Bloom Cafe, and that's kind of what got me into the whole music scene in the area. And maybe decide to start playing with other people and trying to write some music.
You ever done any work with your brother, Dan?
Honestly, no. He came to one of our practices, and that's probably the first time I've ever actually played guitar with him. And we both played guitar for like 10 plus years. When he was in the Rickshaw, I used to play a little bit, but just kind of in the background, Never really sat down with him over it. we have too many other similar interests. We're always like wasting time playing video games or something rather than or like talking about our opinions of music rather than actually playing it together. But yeah, I mean, he's helped us out tremendously with this project too.
Yeah.
He's recorded our new album coming out, and also produced it, and he's done such a great job.
Yeah, it's been sounding really good.
So, when do you expect your album to be released?
Probably in 2019. We're gonna release a single by the end of the year, but the whole album we need to sort of figure out the process of getting that all together and picking a good release date and sticking to it. So we'll see.
Have a big party and
Hopefully, yeah. House party, house cat album release, something like that.
you guys have a name for the album yet?
We have a couple ideas. I don't know if we'll let you in on that just because we haven't decided yet. I don't want to ruin the surprise.
Generation of the end of civilization. Welcome to the generation when no one gives a shit. Snakes in the garden again. Snakes in the garden again. Snakes in the garden again.
So the biggest show I think is going to be the Hideaway, October 26th, with Indighost and Golden Horseshoe, and we're opening up for them. And there's going to be light shows, and we're all going to dress up as like maybe Team Rocket. We'll see. I really hope that I can convince them to do that. But we'll see. But yeah, October 26th at the Hideaway. It's going to be insane.
Are
So-
you going to keep it a trio or maybe a band later on?
I kind of like the trio thing.
Yeah.
We've all
Yeah.
been pretty
It-
happy
yeah.
with the
It
three-piece.
seems to work really well right now. I don't see a lot of reason to change it.
Yeah. It keeps you creative because you
Yeah.
kind of got to fill in some space.
Yeah.
And it also allows everyone else to shine so well. Like you could keep your guitar tone just like super thick and no one's going to yell at you for it. And you know, the bass can come through way louder than like on when there's like 8 instruments on stage, you might have to make the bass kind of, you know, in the background a little more, and it makes us all excited to fill in the empty space, I think.
Who does
So-
most of the writing of the music?
It's this guy here.
Yeah.
He comes up with some good ideas for sure.
Totally.
Do you
I
guys
have a lot of riffs. I have
you
a
guys-
lot of riffs.
pitch in any ideas during rehearsals?
I have like a few ideas, yeah. We've been working on one that I kind of, just a chord change I had, threw it out there.
Your
Sounded
song's
good.
gonna be so good. He doesn't even
Yeah.
know how great his song is. It's gonna be one of the best ones we do. It kind of gets that song gets us into the grunge genre. I could start saying that we're grungy.
Yeah.
Well, for
Which is gonna
people
be cool.
that doesn't know what grunge is, kind of explain that to them.
Grunge is. Do you want to take a crack at
Well,
it?
I mean, I don't know.
You go
my,
for it.
My dad was always a really big Pearl Jam fan back in the day, or still, and I guess a lot of people don't even call grunge or Pearl Jam grunge, but I mean, it's just sort of that, like, kind of, like, I don't know, like a weird post-metal, early 90s kind of heavy sound. It's something I always grew up with, you know, Alice in Chains, all those kind of bands, Soundgarden. I always loved that stuff when I was young. Always had great drums. Yeah, totally. I think we're, you know, influenced by that.
How do you feel about, you know, this area is it's saturated with bluegrass, country
Mm-hmm.
bands. You guys stick out as a grunge band. Do you think it's
Yeah. I mean, you
a
know,
good genre to be in?
Yeah, I do. I think it makes it more interesting. I think.
I
Like-
think it's a nice change myself.
totally.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you know, I have family members who are really into like old time and bluegrass or whatever, but you know, honestly, I think just having different kind of music in the area, more diverse kind of sound, some heavier stuff. You know, there's not a lot of drums in bluegrass.
No,
So
hardly any. Sometimes.
I kind of naturally gravitate to the heavier sound, I guess. You know, like Indighost. I was really glad to see them come on the scene when they did, and I'm glad to keep making noise. You know, like I like doing kind of loud stuff like that. So.